So here we're just going to have a look at an overview of what reputation marketing is all about. You know, how do you get your reviews? How do you protect yourself from bad reviews? So have a quick look at this stats that were brought up for 2019, updated this January. And there's some interesting information in here which I think people in business need to understand. So here in the UK, you know, we talk about Google, and look at this: when searching for news or information, 64% of consumers trust search engine results. You know, people like Google the most. So you're basically saying nearly everybody trusts Google when Google comes back with the search engine results, what it's showing, and that's important when you consider that 90% of all searches in the UK are on Google. And then here, you know, they're talking about worldwide. Google owns, you know, nearly 75% of the world search engine market. Well, as I keep emphasising, it's over 90% here in the UK. And why is it important? Well, because when people start getting the results, 97% of consumers, that's nearly everybody, reads online reviews when it comes to finding a local business. In other words, they don't just trust someone, they look at the reviews and they make buying decisions based on reviews. And there's there's different graphs you can read everywhere. But here's an interesting one. Yelp, who tend to concentrate on the restaurant industry, but just understand the principle here. For every 1 star, so they go from a 3-star to a 4-star, it's worth anywhere between 5 and 9% increase in the amount of money coming into their business. Now, I'm sure we'd all, you know, if you think about it, if you go from not showing any stars to showing 4 stars, that's nearly a 50% increase in your business. It's crazy, guys. So it really is important that you're looking at your reputation and getting reviews and putting them out there. You know, look at this. 74% of consumers have greater trust in a company if they read positive reviews. Now, what I find crazy about this, because we all do it. I've never met these people. I don't know them, and yet if I'm booking a holiday somewhere, I'll listen to what they say about the venue that I'm planning on going to. If I'm looking to buy something from, say, Amazon, I'm looking to see what sort of reviews they got if I've got a choice between 3 different products. So we're all doing it, whether it's consciously or subconsciously. But look, what I'm trying to emphasize here, it's most of the people, not some of the people, go through all these actions of searching on Google, of trusting what Google says and trusting what people say about reviews, and then actually having more trust in you as a business if you have these reviews. You know, look at this one. If you've only got a 1 or 2 stars, that's basically 86% of the people would not actually want to do business with you. It's crazy. I'll ignore the Wikipedia one here, but look, you know, this is what the trend now. 95% of businesses actually use social media to recruit. And the funny thing is, you know, that's nearly 7 out of 10 people, job seekers, would actually not want to come and work for you if your business has a bad reputation. And the average consumer, that's me and you, we're not even conscious of it. We mention brands 90 times per week. And this is why we keep saying you have to become a local brand. Yeah, it's all about brand building. And finally, point number 10 here, look at this. 87% of customers do comparison shopping for every purchase they make. And we all do that, whether it be on Amazon, whether it be when we're looking to book a holiday, whether it's buying a car. We always do comparisons. So even if you've chosen the car, you start comparing which garage you may want to buy from, which dealership, etc. Or you're going to buy it from an online purchase. So we're always doing all these things. So getting your message out there correctly is so important when it comes to reviews, etc. Now, when you come to people like Bright Local, who tend to write a lot of stuff, you know, they're talking about how online reviews impact customer trust, and how consumers read online reviews before they make a purchase. Look at some of these figures. You know, this is from the Bright Local research study. 68% of consumers say that positive reviews make them more likely to use a local business. We're talking local here, guys, not your Amazons and your Sky and all that. We're talking local. That's nearly 7 out of 10 people. If they see positive reviews about you, they're more than likely to want to do business with you. As we've already said before in the other survey, 78% of consumers trust the online reviews as much as they trust their own family and friends telling them. And 1 in 2 people, 50% of the people, will visit a company's website after they've read a positive review. In other words, they want more information, and this is an incredible figure. 15% will actually go and visit that business. So they want to, they want to know more about you. They want more information. And I'd certainly agree with this. Reviews impact Google local pack results. So when you're talking about this this pack of 3 here, the 1, 2, 3, what they're saying is reviews actually impact the results in there. Now, to me, what they mean by that, it doesn't mean that by the fact you've got more reviews than anybody else you'll rank higher. That's not what they mean. What reviews do is they make you more clickable. So in other words, if somebody's doing a comparison, let's have a look here. Let's just scroll down a bit. So of all these here, there's no reviews showing. So imagine there was 5 stars showing across here. It makes this listing more clickable than these listings. And if this listing here, this one here, had the 5 stars, people would more than likely click on this one before they would click on either of these two. So by making yourself more clickable because you've got those reviews, what you're doing is sending positive signals to Google to say that you're a brand that people like locally. So it'll have an impact on your ranking, and you start moving up the results until you end up in that 1, 2 or 3 position. So the other thing that happens is when people go to your website, if they land on your website and you haven't got any reviews, how do they know to trust you? So it's very important that when people land on your page, and I'll show you this shortly, but when people land on your page, you want to show social proof to show that everybody loves dealing with you, that you provide a good service. So let's go back to having a look at this pack of 3 again that we were just looking at. Something that was very interesting about this. So I've typed in here as a search, Beauty Salon Cardiff. You get the map of 3. Here you get the local map, and you get the list of 3. Now, to me, I'm quite happy to click on any of these because they've all got the reviews in place. They've all got scores of over 4. But here's what's interesting. Aurora, which is listed number 1 on the pack, and it's listed 1 as its website here in the natural search results. You've got reviews showing here, but they've got no reviews showing on the website itself. Now that's because they're not putting the correct code on there. They're not putting in the reviews to show them on the website. So they're missing an opportunity here of somebody looking and seeing their brand listed twice, and they're not actually seeing the reviews on here, so it doesn't make it more clickable. So it's important that when you set up your reviews, you set it up correctly so it's showing everywhere. So let me show you what I mean by that. If you take here where I've done another search and I've put in engineered wood flooring for Swansea. So you've got your adverts. Now here's something interesting. So you've got adverts 1, 2 and 3 and 4. If you looked at that overall, if that's how you're viewing it, which one are you more than likely to click on? This one stands out more than the other 3, and yet these 2 may actually be paying more to be in that position. And I say may because there's different factors go into it, but just understand the principle, which one would you click on? So when you come down here and you have a look at the pack of 3, yes, they've all got the reviews again and they're all scoring over 4, but this is what I wanted to point out. Here we have DG Heath has got the reviews showing on their ABC listing, but it's also showing on their website here on the 2 listings they've got in position 1 and position 2. So the website has got the listings on there, and the reason is because it's got the correct coding on there. It's pulling the reviews in from the internet to make sure they show up on their site. So let me give an example of how you can control that, and it's important that you do control it. So here's a company, they've got here, click on to leave us a review. So when they do, this is what they land on. They land on a page that we control. It's called a feedback page. And what this feedback page enables you to do is to control what happens with the review once the person has left it. So on here we've got the company encouraging people to leave us reviews, and they do this with their mobile phones and the iPads they carry around with them. And what they'll do is they'll ask the person to leave a review. But when the person lands here on this particular page, they put in some very simple details. We then encourage them to actually fill in a very simple survey. Which service did they actually use? How do they actually find you? Did they hear about you? And this is one I think is one of the most important questions. Would you recommend us to family and friends? Now, if they don't click on definitely, you failed. You've done something wrong and you need to find out why. Because if they click on very likely, to me, you still haven't done a good enough job. You need to find out why they didn't say definitely. There's something about your service, about what you've done, that they're not 100% happy about, and it's important you get that information. So then they will leave a review here. As you can see, it's already defaulted to 5. They leave the review, and when they click on go to next step, we can control whether we send that to Google, to Yelp, to Facebook. We can send it wherever we want. And that's important that you control these reviews, because you only want to post good reviews, and any poor reviews, what you want to control is they only come to you as the business owner, and they don't go out there on the internet. And that's what this software that we use actually enables us to do. Now you can do it all manually if you want, but the software allows us to control it. So a good review will automatically get marketed, and I'll show you that in a second. But a poor review automatically goes back to the business owner. Go and sort your problem out, you have an issue. So they lead the reviews. Other important thing about reviews and why they're important. So Google recognises all these reviews. It can see they're 5-star, etc. But there's keywords in here. So this is a removal company. You can see the word houses in here, moving, boxes, furniture. All these keywords help this business to rank, and this is what they meant before when they said positive reviews help a business to rank. It makes it more clickable, but also Google can see all the keywords in the reviews themselves. So once they've left this review, what you want to do then is you want to market that review, and I'll show you how we do it in a minute, but the typical place you'd put it is back on your website. So here we have a commercial cleaning company, and on their website you can see they've got the button here to say come and leave us a review, and it'll take you to a similar page that we've just talked about here. But the reviews then, we've got 3 different video reviews which the software allows us to set up, and then it's pulling in reviews from Facebook, from Google, more from Google and Facebook. It's pulling all the reviews in onto this website so that people can see that reviews are being left everywhere about this business, and they're all positive reviews, because we control what's being shown on here and what's not being shown on here. And one of the ways that we do all of that is in the software that we use. You can see we also monitor all the different places where people can leave reviews. So your business is out there and it's listed on directories, etc. People can go on there and say what they like about you. You need to be aware of when it's happening, because your brand might be being hurt, and you're not even aware that it's happening. So somebody could go onto Yelp, or they can go onto Scoot, or they can go into TripAdvisor, or any of these different places. They can go into Yelp, and they can leave a bad review about you, and you're not even aware it's happened. What you do by using software like this, where you monitor it, you're controlling what's being seen. So this company would get notified if anybody ever left anything on Yelp or Google or Facebook. It comes straight through to them, and they can then contact us, and we start see what we can do about getting the negative review drowned with positive reviews. And the way we talk about marketing your reviews, you've had a good review. What you want to do, and this is what we think is so sad about most companies, they get good testimonials, they get good reviews of people, and they do nothing with it. What we're able to do is we can put it out onto YouTube, as you see in the videos. You can put it onto your Facebook page, your Twitter, your LinkedIn, your Pinterest, your Foursquare, Flickr, Instagram. There are so many different places that you can take that review and broadcast it and show people what a good company you are. So please take into account the fact that reviews, 5-star reviews, are a critical part of your business, it's a critical part of your marketing, and it's going to, the more reviews you get in terms of getting positive reviews up there, the more clickable you become, the more you go up the rankings, the more customers you get, the more money you make.